The spring 2023 anime season is absolutely stacked, and I'm watching more shows than I ever have before in a season. And there are quite a lot that I think are worth talking about. The number one, I already made a video on about 2 months ago, and I'm not going to be someone who makes a video every week on it, so I think that's plenty. But there are two other really, really good shows that I also really want to mention. And those two, as you can probably see from the, thumbnail or title of the video, are Skip and Loafer and Insomniacs. Now, both these shows honestly are almost on equal levels of how good they are, but I think I might like Insomniacs After School just a little bit more. So I'm going to go by that saying of saving the best for last, and I'm going to go hop in some, discussion on Skip and Loafer first. So, first impressions and on the surface, Skip and Loafer just looks like a cute, wholesome slice of life about a country girl basically moving into the city and having to adapt to city life. And I mean, for the most part, that pretty much is what it is, but it honestly goes a little bit deeper than that, and I really think that's what makes the show so great. Without going into actual spoilers, we see like internal character conflicts and character relationships and all that kind of develop throughout the course of the series. It's not just a happy-go-lucky episodic slice of life about a cute girl going to the city, which to be honest, first impressions kind of gave that vibe. But I'm really happy that they actually are going deeper with this series, and again, I think that's what makes this such a great series. While it definitely has that romance element built in too, it's also not really a show that, primarily focuses on the romance, although it is there as well. As you could probably see from whatever videos I'm popping up on screen, there are a lot of other characters too. And quite honestly, these characters get quite a bit of screen time as well. It's not like the whole show's primary focus is just on the two main characters, which I like a lot. So, you get a lot of character diversity. And going into the characters too, I think that's a really big aspect of the show too. And what really makes it stand out is that it's got a really interesting art style. Now, it's not like the art style is the most complex thing ever. Overall, it's a relatively simplistic art style, I would say, but it's definitely unique and definitely stands out when you compare it to most other anime. And I think something like that is great, especially when it comes to like the character designs and stuff as well, because it really sets apart the character designs, in my opinion. Even if they are more on the simple side, it really makes them stand out from a lot of other anime. And I think obviously that's always a great thing, having more unique looking characters. Plus, I just think a lot of the characters are great in general. And of course, before I move on, I have to mention the music, especially the ending and openings to the show. The ending is really good too, and it's really catchy too, and I love it, but the opening is just on a whole nother level. It's really just happy vibes, just get up and dance kind of vibes, and it's easily one of probably the best songs of this entire season, even if I haven't heard half the songs of this season. Um, I mean, it's easily one of the best openings I've heard in a while, I would say, and definitely one that, again, just makes you want to get up and dance. Now, moving on to the other show, Insomniacs After School, which, again, I'd say I honestly prefer a little bit better. Now, going back to week one of both these shows airing, I honestly think Skip and Loafer episode 1 enticed me more than Insomniacs episode 1 did, and I'm going to be calling it Insomniacs because it's a lot easier to say than the full name. But the more the series has gone on, I've honestly gotten more attached to this series than the other series, and I think the main reason why is just that Insomniacs is definitely a show that provokes a lot more emotion in you than Skip and Loafer does. I mean, the whole kind of vibe of the show, I'm going to be using the word vibes a lot here, is just chill. Like, it just gives off a lot of really chill vibes. But I would kind of compare it to Skip and Loafer in a way where it's like on the surface, it doesn't look like too much. It just looks like, a girl and a boy who both have insomnia, just kind of hanging out together, mainly, at night and stuff. But again, it's a lot more than just that. Now, it does have some similarities to Skip and Loafer, I would say, especially in like the types of characters it has. Same thing, you got a main boy girl duo, but then you also have that friend group as well, and it's just kind of like Skip and Loafer, honestly. Whereas like the friend group actually does play a role too. The show is not just focused on the main couple, so it's the same way, or I should say main duo because it's not like that happened yet, but it's the same thing where it focuses on all of them, and the show is not just about them two alone. You get those moments, of course, and those moments are honestly probably some of the best moments of the show so far, but you get like everything together. And speaking of those moments, I'm not going to really spoil any of them. I mean, there was a moment in episode 1 already, so I might put up that now. I usually try to only put like episode 1 stuff in my videos if possible to try, not to spoil anything. Um, but some of those scenes are just beautiful. I mean, there's no other word to describe them, just beautiful. And one big part about this anime too, and that really sets it apart from others, in my opinion, is the OST for it, or the soundtrack. And I don't think I've ever mentioned a soundtrack in any other video before. I'm not someone who usually follows soundtracks, but oh my god, the soundtrack for this anime is just amazing. Again, using that word again, half the soundtracks are honestly just like really vibey, chill vibes type soundtracks. And I don't know how often I've really heard stuff like that in anime. And anytime one of those soundtracks come on, I just feel myself just relax. And it's just like, it's just a whole nother experience that I haven't experienced in any other anime. And I might as well mention this now. I have not watched Call of the Night. I don't know if there's a lot of similarities between this and Call of the Night or not. But I'm going to say is if Call of the Night's like this, then I'm in. But I mean, again, I think what just really sets the series apart is just that this series is definitely a lot better at provoking emotion in you. I mean, the relationship between the main duo, I think I'm honestly more invested in the relationship between the main duo and Skip and Loafer. Um, they also kind of go into another whole aspect, which I'm not going to really spoil just because it's something that comes in like episode 3-ish, I think. But basically, they kind of take up another interest. I'll say that, and if you've seen the show, you know what I'm talking about. And it honestly starts going into that a lot too, which I think is really interesting. And again, sets up a lot of like really pretty and cool moments. And I'm pretty sure I've mentioned it already, but if I haven't, that a lot of the scenes too between the main duo are just done amazing. And again, there's nothing other than the word beautiful and wholesome and stuff to really describe it. I mean, overall, it's just a really good series, again, that I think draws you in emotionally a lot more. And sometimes, in a way, I'm almost afraid of where this show is going because I really feel like it's almost setting up for a show that's gonna get you emotional at the end. And I'm kind of excited and kind of worried at the same time. But yeah, I think that's going to about wrap it up. I tried to make this a bit quicker than normal as I feel like one of my problems in videos is I ramble on way too much. Plus, I want to try to make my videos a bit shorter to make it so I don't have to edit and stuff as much, because that's a big reason as why I don't upload often, is just because I hate sitting down for hours and editing. So hopefully this wasn't too rushed, didn't feel too rushed. But that's going to about do it, I think, for today. I hope you guys all enjoyed, and I really hope that, if you're not watching the shows, you maybe check them out, or at least add them to, your list to watch later, because both shows are honestly amazing in my opinion. But that's going to do it for today. Hope you guys all enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next video.